Hello, hello, hello. This is Tiffany with Healthy Passions. If you do not know me, let me briefly introduce myself. I am a certified personal trainer, certified wellness coach, certified energy healer. By birth, I am a prophetess, an oracle, and a natural healer. Today, we're going to go through video number 4 with the second parts of the continents. I had to cover Africa, Australia, and I believe Asia. Yeah, so today's video is going to be entitled Christ Yahushai is the example, and we are not to celebrate Hellidays. So this is kind of a part 2 because I couldn't put all of these in one video. It would have been too long. But first, before we get started, I want to I actually got lost in the study today. That's why I'm recording so late. I'm about 2 hours, maybe even 3 hours behind schedule on my recording because I wanted to kind of really get into looking at some of the dates and what I was noticing on some of the patterns. So, a couple of things that I noticed right off the bat before, because the next video is going to be why these days are considered holidays instead of holy days. So just based on my notes, some of the things that I noticed in every continent, in every country, all right, there seems to be some sort of holiday or some certain kind of festival held on a certain time, a certain day, right, of the month, or a certain few days, like maybe a 3 day or 6 day or 14 day, 15 day stretch, right? So there seems to be something on every continent or in every country around the same times of each month, right? Whether they make it look different to fit their culture, but it is something held. So that's the first thing I noticed. Also, on these days, I know for sure on some of them because I've studied them, but I haven't had a chance to go over some of these newly introduced holidays, which I'll be doing that over the next few days, and hopefully by Sabbath Saturday, I'll be able to pull it together. But here we go. So another thing that I noticed, usually those are going to be days where it's going to be some type of thinning of the veil time, or possibly a spiritual portal open or something like that. But whatever the case may be, I noticed that it's usually around the times of year when it is believed by many cultures that a demonic access is or spiritual access is readily available in a higher energy at that time. What we will say, to make so something that everybody can understand, the veil would be thinner around those times, so it makes it easier for um, people who practice dark arts or deal and work with demonic entities. It would be easier for them to communicate, work with, and bargain with demonic entities, um, and speak with the dead. So that's what I noticed. And it's like this, it's maybe dressed a little different according to the culture of the place that you're in, but it's always something to commemorate that in every place. Um, you have to remember, if you are a history buff, you will know that each day of our calendar in each month is dedicated to a certain lesser so-called god, right? It's always dedicated to a god. So you have like the god of war, this and that, things like that. The things that, think of Greek mythology basically. So our calendar, when we have the month is dedicated to a god, and the um, days are dedicated to a god. So if we have a holiday on that day, you unknowingly are worshiping that god, either of that day or that month or whatever that holiday entails, or sets apart for you to worship. So that is how that works. Now, that is why the Most High says that we have to not celebrate these things, because we unknowingly are worshiping other gods, all right? We are committing spiritual adultery. And, the Most High really hates that. So, Most High Yah is not a fan, all right? So, the best example I can give off top without giving too much information about the holidays, because that's not what this video is for. The best example, because I've noticed this was celebrated all over the world on the same day. So the best example would be Halloween. Everybody kind of knows about Halloween, right? So since this is celebrated worldwide, imagine being a so-called Christian, Hebrew Israelite, a Muslim, whatever the case may be, a Buddhist or whatever the case may be, looking for spiritual enlightenment on your journey and serving your God. And then one day out of the year, the entire world celebrates Halloween. How much energy harvesting does the demonic dark kingdom get on that day? A hell of a lot, right? Some people do it knowing and willingly, but most do it unknowingly, and it's just so much energy available that day. So that is a favorite time for like witches and warlocks and wizards, Satanists, anyone who practices dark arts. All right, so they know Halloween is their favorite time of year. Like that's one of their busiest times of the year, because that's when that energy is going to be really strong, and then the veil is probably the thinnest of all time, which is probably why the whole world does it around that time, right? So you have to remember that religion, belief systems, cults, whatever you want to call it. So we all can understand the term religion. So let's do religion. So religion is from religion, from religion, from religion, right? This is how I taught my children when they were young, so they could understand. So you get the original religion, and then some people break off from that set. They take what they know from the original, and they take some of that, and then they add on to it. And then you have maybe 200 years go by in that same sect. They have added on more and more and more until it's a totally different religion and called a different thing, but you still have the remnant of the first original religion. So that's what I mean when I say religion is from religion, right? So you're going to have some things pulled, some things stay, that don't change even over time, over hundreds of years, right? So no matter where you are, it may be some type of remnant of a pagan religion or a pagan god being worshipped deep down in the crevices of your belief system. So this is why the Most High Yah wants us to just come out of the system totally, because it's going to be very difficult for you to pinpoint what pagan practice is this, what's the origin of this, on so much. Just come out of the whole system entirely. And I understand that's why he says that. So because even if you think you're in the clear by, let's say, celebrating Halloween, well, I don't know anything about ancient religions and things like that, does it change the fact that you're still celebrating and giving it that energy? No, it doesn't change it, right? So you have to bear with me. I have been studying all day. I'm tired, so I'm drinking a little coffee this evening. It's so weird, I know, but I had to stay up and fight my Benadryl pills. So I'm sorry, guys. So like I said, let's get started, because I know I'm running a little late as far as recording. All right, so I'm going to start with the smaller one first. We're going to do the second half of the continent Hellidays. I'm not going to name every Helliday that there is. That's almost impossible. It took me forever to get the ones that I have. But I'm going to name something from every place, so no one feels like I'm picking on their belief system or I'm picking on their traditions. Everybody's going to get this work, all right? Everybody going to get this smoke. So let's start with Australia. Of course, they have the New Year's. They have Easter, on Saturday, which is March 30th, and then they have Easter Sunday, the 31st, and then they have Easter Monday. April 1st. And then they have Christmas, of course, the 25th, and then Family and Community Day, right? So if you notice, Christmas and Easter are usually everywhere from what I see. All right, so now I'm going to go to Asia. So Asia's pretty vast. There's a lot of different cultures and belief systems there. So I'm going to start with the main general ones, and then I'm going to kind of break it down from India and China. Okay, because I know they have certain different different things there. Not so much in China, but really India. All right, so we're just going to go with Asia in general. So we have the Mid-Autumn Festival, usually dedicated to false gods. We have Chasuka. Oh, now I don't speak these languages, so if I can't pronounce it, I'm just going to spell it Chuseok. So that is the Korean Harvest Festival, and I didn't get a date for that, but I got tired, so y'all can look it up yourselves. That's why I'm giving you the names. All right, then we have Diwali, Diwali. That's going to be October 31st. You have the Japan New Year. You have Hari Raya Napi. Now, I'm going to do my best. So we have Hari, separate word, R as in Rick, A-Y-A, separate word, N as in Nancy, Y-E-P-I. All right, so that's the Bali New Year. Then we have Awal, Ramadan, A-W-A-L, and then Ramadan. You have the spring equinox, dedicated to false gods. You have Nazul al-Quran. You have the Lunar New Year. Nowruz is Nowruz. That's the Persian New Year, the festival of Ban Pi Mai. That's going to be in April. It didn't give me a specific date. Then you have Hari Raya, and I'm not going to pronounce it, so I'm just going to spell it. So the first word is Hari. The second word is R as in Rick, A-Y-A. The third word is A as in Apple, I, D as in dog, I, L-I, F as in Frank, I, T as in Tom, R-I. If I missed the date, then I just missed the date, guys. I wrote down hundreds of these. All right, so you can look that up yourself. All right, then we have the Qingming Festival. It's kind of the spring equinox in the Asian quarter out there. And if you want to look it up, it's going to be in English. It's going to be Tomb Sweeping Day. All right. So on this one, I thought this one was very interesting. I put a star around it. It's just to give a little information. So this one, the people go out to the graves and honor their deceased loved ones. They sweep and clean the graves. Then they decorate them and burn little paper monkeys or something like that. It's a tradition that they have. So the next one is going to be Vesak, V as in Victor, E-S-A-K. That's going to be in February. Islamic New Year, that's July. Then you have Eid al-Adha. Okay, so bear with me. I do not speak any of these languages. So it is E as in Eric, I-D, then in the middle, A-L, and then the last word, capital A-D-H-A. And that's going to be on June 10th, but in some areas, it is going to be in July. All right. The next one is Tet, T-E as in Eric, and T as in Tom, Sholol, I don't know how to pronounce that, so S as in Sam, E as in Eric, O-L-L-A-L. If you are writing these down, please pause the video, just like we did on the 613 commandments, because I have a lot to go over here, and I'm trying to make this video as short as possible. And they do have Thanksgiving in November, Christmas, December 25th, of course, Buddha's birthday, May 5th. All right, so now I'm going to break Asia up just a little bit because, we have some totally different traditions in certain areas. So we're going to go into China. So they're going to have, of course, the Chinese New Year. They have the regular New Year in January, then the Chinese New Year. They have the Lunar New Year on February 10th as well. They have the Spring Festival, February 17th, dedicated to false gods. The International Women's Day, March 10th. The Dragon Boat Festival, June 10th. Mid-Autumn Festival, which is just a fall Gwinnett type festival, September 15th through the 17th. And then National Golden Week, which is October 1st through October 6th. Okay? Now, India. They have such a rich culture and a rich, vast amount of different gods. I did want to kind of separate them so you can have that. I did another video that talks about the Indian gods and why they're blue and things like that in another video, but you can check that out at another time. So let's get on here. We have Holi, which is Holi festival. I would pronounce that as holy, but holy festival. But in March, it doesn't say a specific date, it just says in March, so look it up. And then they have the Idal Fitr. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. So E as in Eric, DAL / capital F as in Frank, I, T as in Tom, R. That's going to be April 11th. Amid Bidkar Jayanti, and that's going to be, Jayanti is Jayanti, and that's going to be April 14th. They also have the Diwali celebration on the 31st of October. Christmas, of course, the December 25th. Rasha Banhan is Raksha B. The next word is B as in boy, ANDHAN. And then you have Sharad Navratri, and that's going to be, the first word is S as in Sam, HARAD. Next word, N as in Nancy, A, B as in Victor, RATRI. And that's going to be October 3rd, Halloween, of course, the 31st of October. Then they have something called Gobardhan Puja. I hope I am pronouncing this closely, but I'm just going to spell it like I said. GOV as in Victor, ARD as in dog, HAN as in Nancy. The next word is going to be capital PUJA. That's going to be November 2nd. Baju, which is B as in boy, HA, and then you have capital DUJ. That is going to be November 3rd. December Solace, and that's going to be December 21st. Okay, that's when it starts. I'm sure it's over a few days or maybe 2 days, but it starts on December 21st. All right, so for the all right, so for the rest of India, of course, they have Christmas, December 25th. I think I already said that. Yeah. Then they have the regular New Year's on the 1st as well. Then they have Makar Sankranti. So the first word is M as in Matthew, AKAR. The next word is capital S as in Sam, ANKR. N as in Nancy, T as in Tom, I. And that's going to be January 14th. Martyrs Day, January 30th. They have Bansat, B as in boy, ASANT. And then the next word is going to be Pankamai. I think that's right, but it's P as in Paul, A, N as in Nancy, CHA, M as in Matthew, I. That's going to be February 2nd. Odisha Day, OD as in dog, I, S as in Sam, HA Day, April 1st. Then you have the Ram Navami. So the first word, of course, RAM. Next word is N as in Nancy, A as in Apple, V as in Victor, A, M as in Matthew, I. And that's going to be April 6th. All right, so that finishes off Asia for us. So now we're going to go ahead and skip really quick to Africa. Now, as you know, Africa is a huge continent, so I had to have it stopped at a stopping point somewhere. So I just did as many as I could for now. If you want to look up other holidays, you may, but this is, Africa's too big, okay? All right, so National Women's Day, August 9th, and then they have one on March 8th in certain areas. They have Youth Day, they have one on June 16th, one on February 11th. Family Day, it's always the last day of Easter weekend. Workers' Day, May 1st. They have the Day of Reconciliation. That's going to be December 16th. The Day of Goodwill, December 26th. It's specified more, most of these that are following on the list to be more in West Africa. And there's a reason why I chose West Africa, because they say that a lot of our people were sent to West Africa doing the slave trade. So I chose that for a reason. So mostly going to be there. So I didn't get all four sides of Africa. I'm sorry, guys. But you can look them up yourself, okay? All right, so for West Africa, it's going to be New Year's January 1st. Then you have Vadom, which is V as in Victor, ADOM, Day. That's going to be January 10th. You have Maha Shavarati. So the first word is M as in Matthew, AHA. And then the next word is going to be capital SHIV as in Victor, ARATEE. And that's going to be February 18th. Yaga Day, which is UGAADI, I believe, or something like that. Close enough, but it's going to be March 22nd. I got tired of writing, so I had a hard time reading my writing there. I was like, ooh. But that's going to be March 22nd. Of course, Easter Sunday, they have it on April 9th, Easter Monday, April 11th, and then they have the Night of Destiny. That sounds interesting. I put a star next to that one because I want to see what that is. Let me make sure that I mark it clearly that that's one of the ones that I really want to find out more about. The Night of Destiny is going to be April 18th. All right. Then we have Leilatul. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, guys. I'm going to spell it LAILAT as in Tom, OUL. And then the next word is going to be slash Quradr, I guess, QUADR. So that's going to be April 19th. Ed El Farit. I don't know if I'm saying that last part right, but it's going to be first word E as in Eric, ID, slash EL, slash F as in Frank, ITR. So that's going to be April 21st, and then they have the next day of April 22nd. Lind Iman D.I. Ed El Sehur. All right, so that's pretty long, so I'm going to break it up for you guys. First word, LEN, D as in dog, E as in Eric, M as in Matthew, AIN as in Nancy. Then lowercase de, and then capital I, apostrophe, capital AID, lowercase EL slash S as in Sam, E as in Eric, GHIR. All right, so hopefully you got that. You might have to pause the video on that one. But that's going to be April 23rd and then June 30th in other areas. You have Concord Day, which is April 24th. International Children's Day, which is May 27th. Ed Il Aha, I don't know. So that's going to be EID slash, I believe that's LL or II. I'm not sure. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but, and then the next one is ADHA. If you type it in, I'm pretty sure it'll find it. And that's going to be June 28th. Then you have Ed Al Kabir, which is ELD. And then you're going to have slash AL slash KAB as in boy IR. That's going to be the 29th of something. I didn't know. I want to say June. Let me make sure I'm going to put a question mark, but I think it's June. I've skipped the month there. Put a question mark and check that. All right. All right, so we have Muharram. MUHARAM. All right. July 19th. We have Timhart, which is T as in Tom, A, M as in Matthew, HARAT. That's going to be July 19th. The next one is going to be Yamu Ashura. So that's YAWMU. Then capital ASHURA. That's going to be July 28th. Correct. I don't know how to spell it. I don't know. T as in Tom, AMKHARIT. That's going to be July 28th as well. Assumption Day, August 15th. Grand Magal of Taba, September 3rd. Ganesh, Chaturthi, I don't know how to pronounce that, but anyway, GAN, E as in Eric, S as in Sam, H, then capital then capital CHATURTHI. That's going to be September 20th. Maulud, MOULOUD, September 21st, and then also in some areas the 28th of September. Martyrs Day, October 31st. All Saints Day, November 1st. Diwali, so capital DA, and then capital V as in Victor, ALI. So that's November 12th, and then National Peace Day, November 15th. Now, they also had Nubian Women's Day, and I missed the date, and they also celebrate Christmas. So the reason why I gave you all of those holidays, so you can kind of check and see whatever area or continent that you're interested in. You can look up these holidays and start researching back to the ancient practices or the origin of these certain holidays and where they come from, and that will let you know what pagan god or what deity is dedicated to. And this is why, if you are a Hebrew Israelite from the tribes of Judah, this is why we do not practice these practices. It is, like I said, it's not to be mean. The Most High is like not trying to just suck out all the fun in life. It's just that he has certain holidays that are for us that give honor to him, and that's what we are to do. We are not to one of our commandments is not to give our worship and praise to any other god. So you will either willingly or knowingly or unknowingly do that if you celebrate these holidays. I understand that we all have different cultures. Not everyone who calls on the Most High Yahuwah, the God of the Bible or the God of the Israelites, is a Hebrew Israelite by blood and DNA. So that means that you come from a rich culture of something, in depending on the country and the place that you're in. So if you want to come and be grafted in to worship the Most High Yah for the Hebrew Israelites, you have to actually step away from that heritage and assume the heritage and get grafted into a Hebrew Israelite, meaning that you will have to stop practicing your traditional practices, your home religion, and you will have to start practicing and living out the Torah, which is the Old Testament, okay, our laws and commandments, if you want to serve that God. So, like I said before in the first video, I went through that many years ago, and I do understand how traumatizing that can be, or how hard it can be, and I do understand how your family could not like that fact. But if you are called to the Most High Yah, then that's what must be done. So I am going to do on the Shabbat, I am going to do the holy days that the Most High Yah has set forth for us. And in that video, it won't take that long because it's not nearly as many holidays, but it won't take that long to do it. So in that video, hopefully I will either bring the pagan part of the known holidays in some of the unknown holidays and where it comes from in that, or I may just do a separate video. It depends on how Christ Yahushua wants to do it, because he's pretty much running the show on this one. I want you guys to understand, when you look at these dates and things like that, and you kind of look at the holiday and get a gist of what they do and some of the practices, respect it. Don't, talk to people crazy about their practices and traditions and stuff, because you got to remember, not everyone was called to do Torah. So we respect other people when we are practicing and observing their culture, okay? We do not use that as an opportunity to crap on somebody's tradition and belief systems. Now, as chosen ones, we are not judgmental like the Church of Nuhan. We are not judgmental, meaning we're not going to be like, oh, you're a horrible person and I'm better than you, I'm going to enslave your people because you serve somebody else. No, that's not what we're going to do. We're not going to do that. We respect other people's culture. So, as you're doing these practices, please try not to look down on anyone. Do not disrespect anyone's belief system or their God that they serve. Don't do that, because you don't like it when people do it to you. So we try not to do it to others, even though they mock Christ Yahushua, who the world mistakenly calls Jesus, all the time. All right. We are to be holy, right? So holy means set apart. We are to do things different than the world, right? We don't want to be mean, mocking, and doing things that worldly people do when it comes to our belief systems, right? So you are to be set apart. So I do ask that you be respectful when I study other people's cultures, religions, their gods. I do it from a stance of just learning and observance. I don't look down on what they believe. I'll be like, oh, that's stupid. Why did they do? No, none of that. So just be respectful, guys. And this is how we can all have open conversations with one another and possibly agree to disagree if we have to, but peacefully. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to be respectful. This is like when you go to, let's say, for example, you're going to travel overseas or out of your country to another place. When you do that, you want to observe those people's culture, their gestures, what's polite, what's impolite, what food is there. You want to learn certain words to communicate easily that are commonplace words, things like that. And when you go there in respect of their culture. So this is the same thing. So I just want you to kind of keep that in mind if you were to, look at, show the same respect. Okay. So I love you guys. Take care. I'm going to go ahead and get started on the origins of these, because I know that's going to take me a long time. So I want to get that out the way. And plus I may or may not have a early workout session. My client said she wasn't feeling good, so she may not be able to do tomorrow morning, but I am going to keep good faith that she will be able to tomorrow. But even if she doesn't, I'm going to get up and still work out at that same time, because I'm just used to it at this time. So I love you guys. Take care. Have a great day.